Okay, so the first most important thing to gaining arena points consistently is your drop spot. Especially in competitive or arena, you want to make sure that you have a drop spot that you always land at, and you know the whole thing inside and out. Being able to locate all the chest spawns, the weapon spawns, and the objects that give a good amount of material can increase your chances of winning an off-spawn fight against your enemy opponent. If you're fighting someone that never landed there, you already have a great advantage. More than likely, you'll be looting faster than them, which could allow you to push them before they even get set up and ready to fight. As I'm gliding in, I'm making sure to look around me to see who else is contesting me, so I keep eyes on him while I'm landing at my building. I do get some really good loot right off spawn because I get one of those big chests. Perfect. I throw down the shield kick to get full shield, and as I'm healing up, I'm making sure to not just stand there and do nothing, so I decide to farm mats just in case I fight my opponent pretty soon. After I got full shield, I go to the roof and I see if I can locate my opponent. After not being able to see him, instead of running into the open to the other buildings to loot up, I decide to use the hammer just so I can travel faster. Randomly though, there happens to be this AFK person whose controller might have disconnected right when they were landing. I eliminate them and I go about my way. After I looted the second building, I go back to the top of the roof just to see if I can see the opponent. At this point, I have no idea where he's at because I'm not seeing any type of movement or breaking, so I decide just to hammer on over. And oddly enough, this building wasn't even looted either, even though my opponent landed right behind it. He landed on the big chest and I guess he just hit the dash. As you start rotating from your drop spot, just make sure you keep on farming mats while you're running and looking for a fight. It's always a really good idea to have as many mats as you can before you get into your next fights. So right here I pull up to a player that's boxed up and I'm just trying to go for side angles and take his walls. I drop down on the side of his wall right here and I can't take it, so immediately I go off to the left side, place a wall, and edit a window right away just in case you went for an edit. Because usually when you're on someone's wall and you break it, and if they're still able to hold it, usually right after that they make an edit and they try to go for a shot. This player didn't do that though, and he just decided to hold his wall still. I'm just making sure to keep on applying pressure to different sides of walls. I run back to the opposite side, I start taking the wall, I take the wall, place a cone in his box, I get a free shot off of him, instantly reset and hold the wall when he breaks it, make another edit, and I finish him off. So right there, what I could have done better was I should have made a Dorito edit and went for a right hand peek, just so I wouldn't take any damage in that fight. Regardless, we still won the fight, but it's always good to see what you could have done better. Right here, I see an enemy is approaching, so I decided to make another box out of harder mats. I locate where he's at, and I use the opposite side to go up and take height. As I'm going up, I make sure to place 2 high walls just to protect myself just in case he tried to go for a jump shot. As he's below me, I try to go for some side shots and immediately go up when I can't find him. He leaves himself exposed, so I'm able to get a free shot. I place a cone in a flat above him. He decides to try to use flashes, but I double edit down on him, crack his shield, place a cone in a flat above him, double edit down, place a cone right below him so he can't place a staircase to block me off, and I get the elimination. So right here, my opponent gets a double edit down on me, and he places a staircase in my box, flipping it. It winds up canceling my own edit when I try to get out of my box, and immediately I broke his staircase and placed a staircase over me to protect myself. And right away, I got out of my box and made another one. I managed to take height and my opponent hammers up, allowing me to get a free shot and build right away. As I'm above him, I try to go for a jump shot and he places a staircase over me, and immediately I place one wall just so I can get out of the box. Another player comes in to third party the guy that I was just fighting, so I decide to crouch up, try to get a sneaky shotgun shot off. Crack his shield, and I just play really aggressive. He's using wood and I notice his flats one shot, so I pickaxe it once, place a cone in his box, and he's dead. Let's go. The guy that I was fighting earlier W keys someone else, but he dies to that person, and I try to go in for the cleanup. The enemy opponent hammers away, meaning that he might be weak, and he's trying to heal up from the previous fight he was just in. So right away, I start chasing him. He does have natural height, so I'm just making sure to place cones above myself and play it slow. I do have a hammer, which is like one of the easiest ways in Fortnite right now to take height from people. So I'm inching my way closer to him, and when I use my hammer, I'm close enough to break his builds to make him fall and try to go for a shot. I crack his shield, and while I'm falling down, I make sure to hold my walls out, just in case I'm able to take any walls around him. I take the front wall, I make an edit, place a cone in his box. He has nowhere else to go and he tries to run right past me, but I wind up picking up the elimination. But I did make a mistake right here. What I should have done when I had the wall was, while having the right hand peek, placing a cone in his box and getting the elimination. If you guys take a look back at the clip, I was below 200 HP, meaning he actually could have one-pumped me as soon as I made the edit. Right here, I'm having a standoff with another player. He decides to hammer on over to me, so I make sure to make a full box. He lands on the side of my wall, and I start running to the left while making a Dorito edit. I'm fully behind my wall now while it's edited. I place a cone. This is one thing I hate about 50 ping. He obviously misses his shot right here, and I'm protected by my own wall. But since I'm on 50 ping, even if I have good movement, he can shoot where I was literally just at, and it'll still register even though I'm clearly behind my wall. I jump up and hit a good 80 damage on his head, and I edit out the opposite way and make another box to heal up. I thought he did a lot more damage to me, or else I would have pushed him right away. He's still healing up and out of wood, so I drop on his sidewall. I act as if I'm trying to break his wall. He makes an edit. I'm allowed to get a 50 damage shot off on him. 70 damage. As I drop down for his wall, there's another player right next to me, so I block that player off before proceeding to go for his wall again. I take his wall and he put himself in a bad spot, allowing me to get a right hand peek, and I just one pump him. Little right hand peek, one pump for the kill. I'm getting pushed by a player and he decides to double pickaxe my wall, keeping his pickaxe out, and immediately I make a Dorito edit, allowing me to get a good damage shot off on him. Now that he has no shield, I'm just making sure to play really aggressive against him. I break his wall, I place a cone in his box, and now that I have inner peace control, I try to take his wall, make an edit, and I pick up the elimination. Right here, I hear two enemy opponents start fighting and they crack each other's shield. I pull up and he's trying to heal up, so I decide to go up to his wall. I make sure to make his wall weak because he's using wood. I place a flat in the staircase behind me. I pickaxe once, get into his box, and I get the elimination. Immediately, I break out of his box and make my own box out of metal, just so I have more room to work with. I edit out through the side and try to take his wall. Immediately, he edits up, so I protect myself. I jump to the side and keep on contesting him for height. He tries to drop down and I get a good shot off on him. The zone's coming in and he decides to hammer away and I chase him. He lands in a pile of leaves and I just try to spray it just so I can get more damage off him. He's pretty much one shot already, so I don't have to do anything fancy. I just use my broken SMG and I eliminate him. There are two other players left in this small zone, so I'm making sure to block off his loot just so I don't get beamed. See that I have leftover mats, so I decide to make more tunnels leading to the next zone. As I turn around to go back, there's a player trying to sneak into my tarp, so I reset my build and I just go for height. Because they're helping more than they know, because interactions help out the stream a lot. Whether it's good or bad. There is another player somewhere, so I'm just making sure to stay cautious and aware, just so I don't get beamed. So we just want to relax here for a bit. He tries to contest me for height, and I just wind up beaming him with my SMG. I try to play aggressive on him, but I notice the other opponent starts building up for height, so I leave him alone, and I make sure to build up above the other player, just so I can keep height. Stop! Oh my goodness, bro. Damn! We both hammered his zone, and I wind up cracking his shield while we're flying. He doesn't know I'm behind him, and I pick up the elimination. God. Immediately, I box in the loot, picking up the mats. God. Hammer ahead of my opponent to zone allowed me to reload my weapons. 1,000 biddies. We got 13 kills right now, 1v1 situation. W's or L's, dude, yo, Pepper, thank you. He lands above me and jumps off to the side, and immediately I take height. Oh my god, my staircase is in place. He leaves himself exposed. I get a good jump shot off on him, place the staircase in a flat above him. I double edit down. He's trapped in his own box, and I get the elimination. Oh my god! Alright, that's pretty much it for now. If you guys enjoyed that video, make sure to like the video and subscribe with post notifications on if you haven't already. Also, let me know down in the comments below if you guys want me to do more of these videos. With that being said, guys, I'll see you guys soon. Peace.